Hello friends, this is Christian Wiese. Today I wanted to discuss the important insight, claim grace. Let me back up and talk first about my work experience. I stopped working in the financial industry in 2018, and at that time I wrote a book, The Way of the Meister, pretty much trying to describe the spiritual insights I had while working. And it was really a very blissful period, a very productive period, spiritual insights as well as professional success. And I felt that was something that really needed sharing. And afterwards, in recent years, I kind of wondered sometimes, so why exactly was that period as impressive as it was? What was really the secret of success? And I realized the true secret of success was just getting myself out of the way. And I always spell the way with a capital W, as in the Tao Te Ching. And it was actually a very straightforward insight. The insight was that financial markets are really hard to figure out. And yes, I'm very smart, but I'm not that smart. And that in order to succeed, I really needed to listen to everybody. And there was just the faith that at the time when a decision had to be made, it was often a group process, all the information will be available. And with that kind of philosophy, I listened to everybody, the ones that I considered were my friends, but also the ones that I kind of disliked a little and more considered to be my foes. I listened to everybody because I realized it doesn't matter how I feel about people. Everybody may have something that was helpful to the puzzle. And that was really a recipe of success. But afterwards, I kind of realized that was freedom, a pretty powerful freedom, but it was not yet the complete freedom that I wanted to have, because I realized there is still an experiencer, there's still a light worker, there's still somebody who tells stories and writes a book afterwards. And the trick is really, how can we get grace all the time, not just in particular situations? And you might say, I've been struggling with this for now 5 years. It's not so easy to get yourself out of the way completely. And the observation I would have is that, for example, when Eckhart Tolle says, you're the one who listens to your thoughts, that this is a very important spiritual insight and helps many people. But once again, it's a half-truth, because there's still somebody kind of listening. So you take the wind out of the sails for your mind, because you realize what is happening in there is just a view. It doesn't have to be your view. But the observer of that view is still an entity that you perceive. And in the final freedom, there's just nothing, absolutely nothing. How can we get to that stage? So in the last few weeks, I had a few discussions with perhaps my closest spiritual friend. One said to me, well, you have to wish for grace. And I said, wishing for grace? I mean, I work towards it 24/7. What should I wish for? And then the other said, well, maybe you're not working hard enough, work harder. And once again, I kind of looked at him and said, I'm working towards that 24/7, working harder isn't the answer. And then something very strange happens. In the following day, suddenly I felt completely out of it. It was very funny. I felt an energy going through my body that I felt was actually negatively affecting my body. And I realized that I was not that. And as that realization hit, the negative impact on the body also disappeared. So the higher entity was suddenly in charge, and the lower energy was present, but was no longer in charge. I disconnected from it, which was a very interesting experience. Otherwise, a good way to describe that out of self state is when I'm driving. I read a very interesting car sticker. So I'm in Massachusetts, so I was walking down the street and there was that car sticker which somehow read, "If nothing is on your mind, you will have a long ride ahead." And I was standing there and was looking at it. Actually, I hope the owner didn't come by. I might have thought I was just about to steal his car. So I was just standing there. And I guess it goes into the direction, it's liberal Massachusetts, that you always should have something on your mind, something that you know of, that you can improve and work for. And I guess the idea is that you can figure out world's problem while driving or something like that. But to me it was just insane, because when I drive I just disappear. I literally disappear. Massachusetts is beautiful. There are woods everywhere. I just completely, the driver and the road and the forest, they all become one. There are no real thoughts going on when I'm driving. And that is really meditation. That is being outside of yourself. So when I afterwards reflected on what my two friends said, wish for grace or work hard, work harder for grace. No, the guy who's wishing is in the way. The guy who wants to work harder is in the way. We just have to step out of it and just have to allow grace to be present, because grace is always present. So the trick is really, whenever you really feel annoyed, you feel that something isn't clicking, then just always stand there, just observe yourself, observe the environment, and in a sense have that out of self experience that is aligned with grace. So it's not inviting grace, it's actually reconnecting with grace, because grace is always around. So that I felt was an important insight to share. Claim grace, because grace is always available. And the out of self experience might sound confusing, but I'm sure you have had experiences like that, and just in the moment connect with that which is outside of self. It's possible. All right, all the best until next time. Bye.